Have you ever found yourself staring at the hollow darkness of your room at 2 a.m., whispering a desperate promise to the silence? Tomorrow, everything changes. You tell yourself that you'll finally be that person who rises with the sun, conquers the morning, and fixes every broken piece of your life. But then, the cold reality of the sunrise hits, and you find yourself hitting the snooze button once, twice, a dozen times, trading your grandest dreams for 5 more minutes of shallow, guilt-ridden sleep. By the time you finally drag yourself out of bed, the world is already screaming. It's loud, chaotic, and moving at a pace so fast, you feel like a passenger in your own life, already behind before you've even had a chance to breathe. I lived in that suffocating cycle of regret for years, watching my potential slip through my fingers, until one day I decided to stop hoping for a miracle and tried something radically different. I committed to waking up at 5 a.m., not just for a week, not as a temporary 30-day challenge, but as a non-negotiable part of who I am every single day. What happened in the following months didn't just change my schedule, it completely reconstructed my identity and my life. If you've ever felt like you're drowning in noise and starving for more time, more peace, and a sense of true control, then this video is your lifeline. Let's strip away the fluff and talk about the real, raw power of a 5 a.m. routine, and more importantly, how you can build one that actually survives the reality of your busy life. Chapter 1. Wake Up and Hydrate. I used to have a destructive habit of treating my brain like an enemy the moment I opened my eyes. I would wake up to the most violent and aggressive alarm possible, a literal assault on my nervous system. Imagine your heart rate skyrocketing and your stress hormones hitting the ceiling before you've even realized where you are. It's no wonder I spent years starting my days in survival mode, anxious, exhausted, and constantly reacting to the world around me instead of leading it. So I made a small but revolutionary shift. I switched to a sunrise alarm clock. Instead of screaming at you, it slowly illuminates the room with a warm, soft glow, simulating a natural dawn right in your bedroom. As that gentle light pierces through your eyelids, it sends a safety signal to your brain. Hey, morning is here and you are safe. But waking up is only half the battle. Before I ever touch my phone to see what the world demands of me, I perform one non-negotiable act. I drink a large glass of water. You have to understand that after 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is profoundly dehydrated. Your cells are literally parched and running dry. A glass of water at this moment is like priming the engine of a machine. It awakens your brain, jumpstarts your metabolism, and signals your digestion to begin. It is the ultimate way to tell your body you are alive, you are cared for, and you are the one in control. Chapter 2. Physical activity. Used to hold a toxic belief that if I didn't have a fancy gym membership, or at least an hour for a high-intensity workout, then morning movement was a waste of time. That all-or-nothing mentality kept me stagnant for years. But here's the reality. Your body doesn't need an Olympic training session to feel awake. You just need to move. On low-energy days, I dedicate 10 minutes to yoga. On other days, I simply go for a walk outside. The ultimate goal isn't immediate weight loss. It's about getting your blood flowing and awakening every dormant muscle. When you move, your body releases a natural happiness cocktail of dopamine and serotonin. More importantly, this act proves to yourself that you are a person of discipline. Furthermore, you need natural light. Stepping outside, even for just 5 minutes, commands your body to stop producing melatonin, the sleep hormone. I've started walking in the morning sunlight, without headphones, just me and the silence. In those moments, I feel like I am finally living my life, rather than just rushing through it to get to work. Chapter 3. Mindfulness and Reflection. By 5:45 a.m., while the rest of the world is still deeply asleep, I choose to sit in total stillness. No phone, no noise, just breath. I used to think meditation was a complete waste of time. I'd ask myself, how can just sitting there help with a busy life? But after a few weeks, I noticed I was less reactive to stress and much more present. Meditation creates a vital space between your thoughts, preventing you from being swept away by negative emotions. Right after, I pick up my notebook. You don't need a fancy planner, just a place to unload your mind. I write 3 things: what I'm grateful for, how I feel right now, and my core focus for the day. Most of us live on autopilot, reacting, scrolling, and stressing. But journaling is an act of reclaiming the driver's seat. It forces you to wake up and positions you as the navigator of your own life, not just a passenger. Chapter 4: Personal Development. Imagine a scene like this. It is now 6 a.m. The world outside is still wrapped in a heavy silence, and the darkness of night is just beginning to give way to the first faint glimmers of dawn. Your phone is still in airplane mode, completely silent and powerless to distract you. In that stillness, you are sitting quietly with a book in your hands, the kind of book that doesn't just offer data, but truly feeds your soul. For me, this window of time has become a sacred ritual. Whether it's a self-improvement guide, a biography of a great leader, or even just a few dense pages of philosophy, reading in the early morning hits different. At this hour, your mind is a clean slate, a vast landscape free of noise and digital interruptions, allowing for the purest form of learning possible. Some days, I replace reading with a new hobby to keep my brain sharp, like practicing Spanish on Duolingo or watching advanced editing tutorials on YouTube. You must realize that this isn't about achieving instant perfection. It's about consistent, intentional growth. Waking up at 5 a.m. grants you a precious buffer zone to invest in your own evolution before the demands of your job and the expectations of others start to hijack your focus. You are literally building a better version of yourself while the rest of the world is still dreaming. Chapter 5: Preparation and Planning. By now, the clock is around 6:30 or 7 a.m. You have successfully awakened your body, calmed your chaotic mind, and invested high-quality time into your personal growth. At this point, you are already miles ahead of the average person. Now, we move to a critical phase of the morning: breakfast. But let's be clear, this isn't just an ordinary meal to satisfy hunger. I'm talking about fueling your biological engine. Focus on high-quality protein, healthy fats, and deep hydration while strictly avoiding the sugar crashes that derail your focus by mid-morning. This isn't about being a health fanatic, it's about strategic energy management. You need stable, long-lasting fuel to keep your brain sharp and your body resilient for the hours ahead. After breakfast, I turn to my calendar. The goal here isn't to overwhelm myself with an endless to-do list, but to engage in ruthless prioritization. I ask myself, what is the one single task that truly matters today? What can I eliminate or postpone to protect my focus? What specific action will make today a definitive win? I write it down, simple, clear, and actionable. And here is where the real psychological magic happens. I close my eyes for just 30 seconds and perform a mental rehearsal. I visualize myself crushing my goals, walking into meetings with unshakable confidence, staying calm in the face of unexpected chaos, and maintaining a state of active creation rather than passive consumption. This tiny practice sets your subconscious mind on a success autopilot, ensuring you step into the world with the mindset of a high achiever. Chapter 6: The Reality Check. Doizien bue tukte. Let me be brutally honest with you. This journey is not a walk in the park. Those first few days when I committed to waking up at 5 a.m., I absolutely hated it. My body felt like lead, my brain was trapped in a thick fog, and my only burning desire was to crawl back under the warm covers and disappear. Your body will protest, and your mind will come up with 1,000 logical excuses to quit, because all genuine change begins with profound resistance. But I didn't stop, because I realized that growth only happens when you are willing to embrace discomfort. So how do you maintain that consistency over the long haul? Here is the toolkit you can use. Prepare your workout clothes the night before to eliminate mental friction. Keep your phone in another room so you are forced to physically get out of bed to turn off the alarm. Have a simple, clear checklist waiting for you so your brain doesn't have to wander in confusion. Most importantly, don't wake up early just to blindly mimic successful people. Do it because your future self deserves the person you are becoming. Just think about it. What could your life look like after 6 months of this discipline? It's more than just a schedule. It's about more peace, more measurable progress, and a deep, unshakable self-respect. Chapter 7. Important Considerations. This 5 a.m. routine has the power to shift your entire destiny, but it only works if you build it on a foundation of sustainability and self-awareness. Let's talk about how to make this a permanent part of who you are, rather than a fleeting experiment. Number 1 is strategic consistency. Do not pressure yourself to be flawless on day 1. If you need to, start by waking up just 15 minutes earlier each week to allow your internal clock to recalibrate. Number 2, and this is non-negotiable, sleep comes first. Waking up at 5 a.m. means absolutely nothing if you are operating in a state of chronic sleep deprivation. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of high-quality, restorative sleep every single night. Make this a non-negotiable clause in your contract with your health. Furthermore, you must personalize the experience. If yoga doesn't resonate with your energy, try dancing or a brisk walk. If physical journaling feels awkward, try recording a voice memo to capture your reflections. The key is a gradual transition. Shifting from an 8 a.m. wake-up call to 5 a.m. overnight is a guaranteed recipe for burnout and failure. Move incrementally and give your biology the grace to adapt. Always remember, a great morning is engineered the night before. I've created a separate in-depth video on my personal night routine, how I eliminate digital noise, calm my mind, and prime my body for deep, peaceful sleep. Feel free to check that out to complete your system, because a winning day truly begins with a peaceful night. Chapter 8. Transformation and Conclusion. Here is the raw, unfiltered truth that no one tells you. Waking up at 5 a.m. is not a magic wand that will instantly vanish all your problems. However, it provides you with something far more valuable, the time and the clinical clarity to finally stand your ground and face them. That ambitious goal you've been procrastinating on for years, you will finally find the momentum to start. That heavy blanket of anxiety you carry throughout the day, you will finally learn the tools to manage it. That suffocating feeling of being stuck in a loop, you will finally begin to move forward with purpose. This isn't just a morning routine. It is a definitive decision to stop living reactively and start living intentionally. So, here is my direct challenge to you. Don't just watch this video, nod your head, and let it fade into memory. Actually commit to trying something, anything, right now. Start with one small, manageable step tomorrow. Set your alarm just 30 minutes earlier than usual. Then, drink your water, move your body, breathe deeply, and take a moment for honest reflection. This is your sacred time, before the noise, before the relentless notifications, and before the world demands a piece of your energy. Choose yourself every single morning, starting at 5 a.m. Drop a comment below. What would you honestly do with 2 extra hours of uninterrupted time every morning? If you are ready to reclaim control of your day, hit subscribe. I will be with you every step of the way on this journey.
Your life isn't waiting for the perfect moment. It's 5 a.m. Let's rise and get to work.